Hello there, and this is the last lesson of this course, Preci writing. Okay, it is not pronounced as Precis, it's a Preci. And in this lesson, we are gonna see the two types of Precis that come, how to tackle them, what are the tricks, general approach to Precis, the tricks and trivia, what to do, what not to do, what to remember, everything. So, before we start and begin, this is your last lesson, so hope you enjoy this course, and we'll be coming back for more. So, Preci writing. Now, what is a Preci? That's the first thing. So, a Preci is usually a summary that you need to write. So, you'll be given a passage, and this passage is usually of 180 to 200 words, not more, not less. So what you need to do is you need to write a gist of this passage, a summary of this passage that is given to you. There are lots of different formats of the summary, different types of questions that can come, but at the end of the day, all you need to do is write the summary. So what should a Preci do? I mean, why do you usually write a Preci? Like, you write an essay to write a story sort of thing, you write a letter to catch up, you write a report for people to see what you felt, and so what's the need of a Preci? Now, the Preci is actually the gist of the whole lesson unless it's otherwise specified, and it only covers the important points. It needs to be very short, okay, it cannot be long, and usually in some boards, like for instance the ICC board always specifies the length of a Preci. If the length of the Preci is not specified, then you need to make it 1/3 of the length. Okay, so even if it is a 10-word Preci, you need to write about 3 words. Okay, so that's the whole point of a Preci. It needs to be very short and 1/3 the length of a passage unless it is otherwise told to you. So the next thing that we have here is the general approach to any Preci. When I'm saying any Preci right here because there are like a lot of types of Precis that are there. There are 3 types mainly. So before we go into them, the general approach should be known to you. What you need to do is first you see the question very carefully. Always the gist of the passage is not required. Sometimes a very specific question is asked of you from the passage. Maybe you will even be specified the paragraphs to Preci. Okay, sometimes there are questions like, from the last 3 paragraphs in the given passage, construct a summary or write a Preci. So first please note down the question, because if you write the wrong Preci, then you will be severely penalized. Do that. The next thing is set your target area. That is, once you've read the question, obviously now you know that from which part of the essay or the given passage you need to write the Preci. So your target area should be clearly set. Next thing is you need to make a note of the most important points in that target area. Write them in bullets. Okay, whatever the points you think are most important. Usually these are key points. Okay, you'll be able to understand them once you read passages. So make a note of those points. Now, the marking scheme of a Preci. Usually a Preci comes of 8 to 12 marks, and the system is that the total number of marks of a Preci is the number of, the marks that you will get is the number of points that you give into 2. Obviously, if you give 7 points and the Preci is of 12 marks, you cannot help but get 12 at most. But the whole point is that usually you need to give double the points that are given in the marks to achieve a full marks in a Preci, because this is like the only form of writing where full marks is possible. Now, once your points are ready and once you have all of them listed down properly, all you need to do is connect them according to a few rules, and those rules are general functional grammar and sentence construction rules. There is nothing very weird about them. So moving on to that, the first sort of Preci that you get is a general Preci. No length will be given to you, no target will be given to you. You'll be given a passage and you will need to summarize it in exactly 1/3 of its length. So in the first case that you do is that if the number of words are not mentioned, first you need to calculate the number of words in the original given passage to you. Once that is done, you need to calculate 1/3 of this length and find the nearest integral value less than that. I'm sorry for getting a little too mathematical, but I actually have given you an example. So if a passage is 200 words, then if you divide it by 3, you get 66.6667, which is obviously not a whole number, so you cannot have that many number of words. So what you do is, since a Preci needs to be as short as possible, you need to reduce it down to the lower form, okay, the lower integer, that is 66. Now, your Preci needs to be of 66 words. Obviously, that is the exact length. And remember that you need to write this in your copy, that total number of words given was 200. Okay, 1/3 of that length is 66, and therefore the Precis will have 66 words. Now, remember that in a Precis of 66 words, you cannot have less than 65 and more than 67. That is not allowed. So a Precis' main marks is basically on the number of words that you can include. Okay, the grammar check is very lenient. Number of words is what matters. The next point is that now once you do the general approach, now once you have got your length, your required length, and number of words required, you write it in the form of a little paragraph, and you just use the general approach to connect the points. Okay, so once you're done with that, we should look at the next form of Precis, which is known as a specific Precis. You'll be given the target area, but no length will be specified to you. Okay, so again, you need to find out the number of words that are needed in this Precis. Okay, so then you read down the target area, you make your points, and like the previous thing, you build a little paragraph and write down your points to create that whole Precis thing. Okay, and again, since there is no length given, remember this, that your Precis needs to be a one paragraph Precis. You cannot break down a Precis into paragraph, because as it is very short. Once you have done a specific Precis, that is a thing where there is an area but no length, the question comes at what if a length is given. So this is the third thing, that is length specified Precis. In this case, you will be given a length, and this length is always an even number, like always. What you need to do is you need to draw a grid. Okay, the grid is shown right here. Okay, this is your grid. So you need to draw a grid like this using your scale and pencil, and you need to like do it into an even thing. So if you have 60 words, then you make a 15 into 4 or a 12 into 5 grid. The main point being that all your words should be visible. Now, a few things that you need to remember in this case is that the grid should be in pencil, obviously, but the writing should be in pen. The ICC board, for one thing, will not check a Precis that is written in pencil. So even if you write a Precis in pencil, then please cancel it out and then write a fresh one. Some teachers will obviously tell you to do drafts, but I won't allow. I really don't encourage that. Don't do drafts. That way you'll practice better. So draw a grid like shown here, and write your Precis like this. So it'll go like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like this. This will be the flow of your writing. So do that, flow your writing like that, and write your Precis. Now, to fill up the grid, what you need to do is each box needs to have only one word, and if required, then one punctuation. Okay. Now, remember, this is a very common question that is asked. That is, every article and preposition, that is a, an, and the, these are separate words. Okay, you cannot have them together in one thing. So a similar goes for prepositions like to, of, whatever. All of them are words. Now, the number of words, again, plus minus 1 is allowed. Obviously 59 to 61 is allowed if 60 is the length. However, since you're drawing a grid, it looks better if you do exactly 60 words. That way you have a high chance of scoring like almost full marks. And the question comes obviously that how do you get the exact word length, and there is a little trick for that. So to get the exact word length, what you should do is you keep writing the Precis till there are like 7 to 8 words remaining in the grid or in the table, whatever you have made. So since 7 to words are remaining, you know exactly the number of words left, and you know exactly the fact that you have to include. So what you do is you just make a sentence about that fact and keep deleting the extra words till it comes down to the required number of words. The best way to do this is to have a good vocabulary, because if you have a good vocab, then obviously you have a very good word stock, and instead of writing something like, say, the person whom everybody looks up to and who is a standard of measure, you can simply write a figurine of rectitude. So this is basically the like I said, the thing. So you need to stick to the length, and this is like one of the best ways to do it, seriously speaking. Have 7-8 words of gap, and then just fill in those 7-8 words by making the sentence in your head and counting the exact number of words. So easy thing. Now you need to write a title and a justification. Usually in the ICC board, the questions are given to you, that is, write title for the Precis and give a justification why. Even if it is not given to you, every Precis should have a short title, and every title should have a shorter justification, that is, why did you choose such a title, why not some other title. So this is pretty easy to write, obviously, because if you are choosing a title, then you will probably know that why you are choosing the title, so you can do that pretty nicely. Once that is done, your précis will be more or less done, because remember that the title has marks. So after you're finished with the title and justification, we come to the summary here. So a précis is a short gist of the paragraph or a part of it. It's very particular about the word length, that is the thing that you will be marked on. Length specified précis have to be in a grid. Okay, every précis should have a title and a justification, like I mentioned in the last thing. And obviously every preposition and article that is given to you is a word. They need to be included in separate boxes in your grid. With that, we end this lesson and we end this course. So we really hope that your writing skills will improve by the time you finish watching the whole of the course. With that, I'm signing off. Okay, I'll come back with more new courses. Goodbye, and have a very nice day and keep writing.